Yeah, this is Dr. Raman Jiswal from Government Degree College, Una. I'll be acting as a chairperson for the second session. May I know I have all the participants of the second session who have joined here.
Yes, I am also there.
Okay, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Let me have the list of the participants with me so that I can invite each one of them. Yeah. Uh, in this technical session, we will be having 5 participants. Uh, the first one is Dr. NC Yapen. She's a research supervisor, Jain Deem to be University Department of English, Atria Campus, Bangalore. So, has she joined? Dr. NC,
Yes, sir, she's here.
please.
Excuse me, Auntie ma'am, your volume is too low. Ma'am, we can't hear you. Sorry, ma'am, we couldn't hear you.
Ma'am, you're still, your voice is not audible.
Unmute your audio, ma'am. Auntie ma'am, please unmute your audio. Sorry, ma'am, you are not audible. Will you please raise the volume?
Ma'am, you're still not audible.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute your audio.
Ma'am, please use message box for any issue if there is, because we fail to listen to you.
Unmute your audio, ma'am.
So shall we move to the next presenter?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Now the problem is that I don't know. I opened it on my phone. Okay, so I don't know whether I can share the slide. I think I'll start presenting my paper now, even if you cannot see my slides. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Sorry, ma'am, still we fail to listen to you.
Pardon? Shall I present my paper?
No, ma'am. Can you do one thing? You can leave and rejoin.
What is it?
You can leave the meeting and then rejoin.
So shall we move to the next one?
Okay. Do we have any technical assistance who can help us out of this?
I'm not able to share my slide. That's the only problem.
Sir, kindly call the next presenter, sir.
Okay. Dr. Muhammad Afroz Alam. Sir, is it audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are- Shall I start? Can I start, sir?
Dr. Afroz.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
No, sir. We fail to listen to your voice. The same problem continues.
Hello, sir. Hello, am I audible?
No, sir. Your voice is not audible.
You're audible, sir.
That's why I called you to check it out whether we can have the voice of other participants. Dr. NC, ma'am.
Sir, he is audible, sir.
Excuse me, sir. His voice was audible, sir.
Yeah. Now I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Afroz, sir,
Okay.
no, we fail to listen to you even now.
No, sir. Afro, sir,
Though I
volume is
understand
audible for
that you're
us.
speaking something, but we fail to listen to you.
Okay. Here network and all connectivity is okay, sir, in my side.
Yes, Afro, sir,
Still
you're
not
audible.
audible.
It
Actually,
I
there was some problem with me also when I initially joined this meet.
yes, yes,
So
sir.
then I left it and rejoined again. Then I
Okay.
joined it from my mobile phone. So you can do that.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I think my voice is audible to admin and not reaches to Raman, sir.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So I think an connectivity problem from Raman, sir, also.
No, sir. Still not audible.
Okay.
Yeah, Raman, sir, actually, we can hear Afro, sir.
Sir, have you raised the volume of your connection, your device?
Yes, sir. I already raised full volume.
Still not audible.
Uh,
Can one of the hosts help us out of this?
Welcome to our new MDA. Now it's your turn to make the company much bigger. The factory announced it.
am I audible to the fellow participants and audience? Please reply.
Yes, sir. Please wait.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, sir, and the Raman Joshua. Dear participants, sorry for the technical issues. Please wait for 5 minutes. Raman sir, am I audible for you?
Yeah, Raman sir. Am I audible to you, sir? Oh.
Raman sir, is this clear now?
Okay. Dr. NC ma'am. Dr. NC ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Now you're audible. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you please start the presentation, sir. Dr. Afroz?
Binisha ma'am, Ansi ma'am is presenting, I think.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ansi ma'am, your voice is not clear for us, please.
Yeah. NC ma'am, please start the presentation. Your screen is visible. No, ma'am. Your voice is still very low. Earlier it was audible.
So, shall we move to the next participant?
Yeah, please. Yes, in the
Uh,
meanwhile, we can invite the next participant.
Yes, sir. I am audible to you, sir.
Yes, now you are audible.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. So, due to paucity of time, I am going to very fast. First of all, very good morning, all of you. Respected chairperson of the technical session, Dr. Aman Kumar, sir, and dear fellow participant. And I am thankful to organizers, St. John's College of Arts and Cape Comorin Trust. Due to technical issues we are facing in last 1.5 an hour, I am going to oral presentation very quickly, some major points of the papers. My topic is analysis of teacher education from the Indian policy perspective. Yeah. So teachers play a vital role in educating society and preparation of such teachers who can transform society is pivotal value of its formation. For the development of society, the educators are focusing on the development of the teacher education departments and the curriculum and its alignment with the societal change. The trend of quality enhancement has been witnessed over the decades across the globe. This movement also prevails in India, and the teacher education program are being accredited with the purpose to produce sufficient number of teachers with high quality of teaching skills. For this purpose, in 1995, one of the regulatory body, NCT, that is National Council for Teacher Education, established and monitoring the teacher education program, quality concern, accreditation as well. Actually, the quality and excellence in the teacher education is also need of our, but it is far from the Indian perspective as well. So the quality and excellence in the education sector is one of the major challenges and major initiatives as well for the government of India in its policy and plans, beginning from the Kothari Commission, that is Education Commission in 1964-66, until the latest policy, National Education Policy, NEP 2020. So the excellence in higher education as well as in the teacher education, NEP 2020 developed a way of looking at quality, focuses on the content, context, and relevance and perspectives of education as well. Actually, in this paper, I analyzed the teacher education programs runs in the India in different states, in central universities and other private institutions as well. In the light of many policies, time to time came in the Indian perspective. But in the recent studies, in the light of NEP 2020, there is going to be slightly change in the teacher education. That is the futuristic point of view. Actually, I skipping some points and going to major focusing the points. Implications of the new structure. One of the major NEP 2020 plan is implication of the new structure in the teacher education, which is in the light of National Education Policy 2020. Actually, according to NEP 2020, in order to improve the research and reach to levels of integrity and credibility required the restore of the teaching profession. Our regulatory system shall be empowered to take stringent action against substandard and dysfunctional teacher education institutions that do not meet basic education criteria after giving 1 year of remedy of the breaches. Actually, its policy says by 2030, only educationally sound, multidisciplinary and integrated teacher education program shall be in force. Actually, a teacher education requires multidisciplinary inputs. The education in high quality content as well as pedagogy, that is pedagogical and content knowledge as well. The teacher education program must be composite, and it is a composite of psychology, philosophy, sociology, Indian languages, arts, music, history. These all things are incorporated in the program. So the policy itself is articulated that teacher education institution must go for the 4-year integrated program, that is by 2030. And it must be in multidisciplinary in nature. The 4-year integrated B.Ed program offered by such multidisciplinary higher education institution become the minimal degree qualification of school teachers. The 4-year integrated B.Ed will be a dual major holistic bachelor's degree in education as well as a specialized subject such as language, history, music, mathematics, computer science, chemistry, economics, art, physical education, etc. Beyond the teaching of cutting-edge pedagogy, the teacher education will include grounding in sociology, history, science, psychology, early childhood care and education, foundational literacy and numeracy, knowledge of India and its value, ethos, arts, tradition, etc. The higher education institutions offering the 4-year integrated B.Ed may also run 2-year B.Ed for students who have already received a bachelor degree in a specialized subject. In the history, the regional institutes of education, that is a branch of NCERT, already runs BSc B.Ed, 4-year integrated program, that is, and also MSc M.Ed. But it is limited to the science faculty or science discipline. But if this document shows, policy shows or articulated, it go beyond to the science. Arts is as well here, literature is as well here, and social science subjects are as well here. So in order to maintain uniform standards for teacher education, the admission to pre-service teacher education program shall be through suitable subject and aptitude test conducted by the National Testing Agency, that is now called as NTA. Or there shall be standardized keeping in view of the linguistic and cultural diversity of the India. In NEP 2020, the proposed structural implications in the teacher education are aimed to expanding the teacher training capacity, increasing access to training opportunities for females, especially in rural areas, improving the quality of teacher training programs, strengthening the teacher training planning and management by the National Council of Teacher Education. The teacher education programs addressed in the proposed qualification in education and integrated approach. There are many implications to a proposed new 4-year integrated teacher education program, that is ITEP, for a school from primary to secondary, upper primary to higher secondary. The status of the teacher will not only be enhanced, but their educational capabilities will be definitely to be improved after completing 4 years training after 12th or intermediate. Just like medical services, after 12th, one students may be opted medical MBBS. That's like this. One students after the 12th or intermediate maybe go for the teacher education career and courses, that is ITEP, integrated teacher education program. B.Ed programs will be 4 years with a multidisciplinary setup. For those from different master degree, a 4-year bachelor's degree, the B.Ed course will be there. B.Ed and DLED will be considered under the banner or broad umbrella of a one program B.Ed. That is primary, upper primary, secondary or higher secondary. That's like this structure. A specialized teacher for arts, languages, and different languages and vocational courses, local arts, literature, crafts, and trade with a special course of 1 year. It is recommended by the recommended in policy. All B.Ed programs will include educating one subject like FLN, that is multidisciplinary teaching and evaluation, tutoring especially able children, technology in education, and etc. A stand-alone teacher education institution will be closed or merged or converted to higher education institution. It is a stand-alone teacher education means that teacher education institutes which runs only the teacher education program, that is only one DLED course or B.Ed course or only one any teacher education program. But here is in multidisciplinary approach, where is the already composite bachelor's degree courses in the graduation, arts, science or social sciences, maybe go for the multidisciplinary B.Ed, 4-year integrated B.Ed programs. These all things are there. Early childhood care must be strengthened, the policy says, and also the Anganwadi, that is the very basic primary, pre-primary, that is also be strengthened. In the policy, teaching skills, teacher competence, and professional trainings as well there, teacher empowerment, as well as partnership with teacher training institutions, reflective practices. In the recent past, school internship and teaching practices increased to 20 days to 4 months. So now it is more, and in each year it will be incorporated. So in concluding my presentation, because due to paucity of time, quality and excellence in the education sector is one of the major initiatives of Government of India in its policy and plans to achieve the outcome of enhanced quality at all levels of education. Government has been focusing its attention on quality and excellence as well in teacher education. But in the other side, the critiques also there. Why all teacher education alone institution, if shut down, how will be the privatization Also, if the critics also said the government will plan to a standalone private institution may be shut down, and all the government institution will be open. So there is critics, and there are also the discussion and debate in the field. But the 4-year program or B.Ed structure is not new, because it is from the beginning, and NCTE branches, that is the regional institutes of education in Ajmer, in Bhopal, in Mysore, very well running last 50 years. So it has potential positive inputs, and it has also some critical points. So I conclude these things. NEP 2020 developed the way of thinking, processing, debating also, and teacher educators must be things to expand the horizons of the teacher education institution. Thank you so much for listening my presentation in very short time. Thank you, Dr. Raman sir.
Thank you, Mohammad Afroz Alam. It was very nicely presented. Of course, since teachers are the main stakeholders in the national education policy, so we have to be prepared accordingly. Do we have any questions about this from the participants? Okay, thank you.
Sir, please unmute your audio.
Okay. It was very nicely presented. Dr. NC, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dr. NC, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, please present.
We'll move to the next presentation, sir.
Okay. The next presenter is Dr. Shailesh Brahmbhatt. Dr. Shailesh. Dr. Shailesh, are you there? Next presenter is Dr. Arun Kumar Nuli. Dr. Arun Kumar Nuli. Has he joined? Dr. Arun Kumar.
Oh, sir, he is also not there.
Next presenter is Dr. Gajraj Singh. Dr. Gajraj
Yes, sir.
Singh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Sir, present, please.
Am
Over to you.
I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are very much audible. Please, over to you.
Yes, yes, sir. Good morning, sir, chairperson, and all of you participants. I start my research paper, Humanism of Mulk Raj Anand. All of the Indian writers in English, Anand has the credit of being not only the most prolific but also the most expressly committed writer. Anand believed that writers should not only express the creative needs of the race but also help in establishing a reasonable society. From very starting of his life, many incidents influenced him badly, and he became a bundle of emotion, a man of true humanism. As a boy, he was extremely sensitive and physically rather frail. At the age of 11, he saw his pretty cousins and playmates Kaushalya died before his eyes. Further, death of his uncle Pratap and later that of his good aunt Devaki added to his general mood of sadness and confusion. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre disturbed him badly. He grew up into an uncompromised denouncers of imperialism. Here it appears are the roots of his developing philosophical bent of mind and his learning towards humanism. Thus, his fundamental tenet humanism is found everywhere in his works. Anand sees humanism as a service for greater good of all humanity, using method of reason, logic, and rationality. For him, humanism is not a philosophy, but a way of thinking and doing. In short, it is about how to lead a life which aims at the useful and productive. There are some reasons that humanism become a part of his life. He reckons his spiritual beginnings from the day his awareness received the first shock when his cousin died before his eyes at the age of 9. It was very difficult for Anand to reconcile himself to this situation and calls this event the first crisis in his life. I could not understand why an innocent girl should be singled out to die, and what was death. Was there survival after the passing away of a person? If not, then life was the only time for happiness, and yet there was pain and suffering in life. Why was all this? No answer came to any questioning, but I could see the contrast of life and death. Unquote. The death of his uncle and aunt added to this general mood of sadness and confusion. Their incidents, however, forced Anand to question further the meaning of life and death. Death seemed dark and inevitable, and this strengthened his love of life. Another important event he remembers to have left a strong impression on the boyhood refers to the inhuman atrocities perpetrated by British officers at the time of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It was only innocently that he broke the curfew order, but the police gave him 11 stripes of the cane on the back. Anand selects an untouchable boy, Bhaka, as the central figure of the untouchable from the lowest stratum of Indian society, ignored by his predecessors as an unsuitable theme for fiction, establishes Anand's firm faith in the dignity of man is irrespective of caste and social position. A doctrine central to Anand humanism, cleaning human etc. is regarded by many as a low and dirty work, but Bhaka has no inhibitions that he looks clean and sensitive in spite of his work. Nonetheless, society insults him perpetually, dwarf him naturally growth, and checks his potentialities from findings proper manifestation. Anand himself amplified the whole idea, thus, quote, apart from conversion to the idea of work as worship, I had already imbibed an integral outlook towards our labor as a kind of creativity. From this point of view, I could see that the godlike body of Baka had been matured by the exercise of his muscles as much as by his sensitiveness to the epic poem of Varisa. I begin to prognosticate that human being can achieve perfection by giving importance to the growth of the body soul through cultivation of the whole personality, and I glimpsed the truth that the tragedy of my hero lay in the fact that he was never allowed to attain anything near the potential of his quality of manhood. Unquote. The most important doctrine of Anand humanism that find clearly amplification in untouchable is, however, rejection of casteism as a cruel evil, the practice of which result in the suppression of untouchable who are denied their fundamental right to grow into respectable citizen of society. Bhaka is a fine boy, but all the reward the society gives him is insult or injury. He buys a packet of red lamp cigarettes and puts an anna on the board. The shopkeeper dashes some water over the coin, picks it up, and throws it into the counter. Then he flings the packet of the cigarette at Bhaka as a butcher might throw a bone to the insistent dog sniffing round the corner of his shop. When he buys the jalebi, the shopkeeper weighs jalebis with great alacrity and hurls the packet at Bhaka, who catches it like a cricket ball. To Bhaka's announce, the shopkeeper also splashes water on the coin to purify them. When Bhaka is walking along the street, happy and elated to be in the world of gaudy colors and pleasing smells, he happens all the inadvertently to touch a Lalaji. He abuses him badly. Though Bhaka did not intend to pollute the Lalaji, the raw attract a crowd, and Bhaka becomes the center of recriminations from several onlooking high caste Hindus. I am leaving the major portion of my research paper because of the time, and I am speaking only the conclusion of my paper. Most of Anand humanist convictions which informs untouchable are present in Road. Also the selection again, as untouchable is the member of which those that are looked down upon the almost all as the scum of the earth. As the hero of the Road reaffirms Anand inalienable faith in essential dignity of man, whatever be his caste and position in the society. Thus, we find that Anand's humanism is a happy synthesis of the best and most vital elements. The protagonist conception of man being a measure of all things, the great concern of the teaching of Aristotle, Plato, Socrates for man's well-being, the passion of Renaissance humanism for building a glorious human civilization, the place of naturalistic humanistic for the achieving human happiness here and now as well as the rejection of the supernatural. Huxley's instance of recognizing the utilizing man's immense possibilities for a happier world. These are some of the points that Anand takes from the Western humanist school of philosophy and assimilates them in his philosophy of humanism. Some of the aesthetic ideas that his humanism readily recognized as a wealth even today are Charak's this worldliness, Buddha's compassion, Gandhi's love of truth and nonviolence, and pity for the fallen and disinherited. Anand claims no profound originality for his humanism. He says that it means that humanism has meant all along generally. Thank you very much for your attention, sir.
Thank you, sir. Gajraj, sir. It was nicely
Thank you,
presented.
Thank you, sir.
As you said, Mulk Raj Anand is a great propagator of human values.
Yes,
You
sir.
take any of his works, fully or he's untouchable, they
Yes,
all
sir.
deal with human values.
Yes.
Indian civilization, right from the very beginning, has always been based on humanistic values. You take any example of any iota of nature and we respect it as a living being. So that is the beauty of Anand too. Thank you very much. If there is
Thank
any
you. Thank you
question
very much.
from the participants, you can ask.